The main arms buyer countries are dash.
Valid point. India and China is true.
What year was the 9/11 terror attacks?
Excellent. 2001 is a brilliant choice.
What was the date of the 9/11 attacks?
Clear logic. Your choice, September 11th, 2001, is sound and 100% true.
Which religion is older than Hinduism?
Well reasoned. Jainism is the correct choice. How many planes were hijacked on 9/11? You chose 4, and it is correct.
What are the 2 types of terrorism?
Excellent choice. Domestic and foreign is the right answer.
Attacked the US on September 11th, 2001. Smart move. The leaders is an accurate answer. Led for many years by Osama bin Laden. You got it? Your choice, the leaders, is right. Which countries are currently at war? Right choice. Russia and Ukraine is the best answer. When was the Munich Olympic massacre? Sharp thinking. Sept 5, 1972 is the right choice. Who are the ones who cause terrorism? Strong choice. Islamic organizations is the right answer. The meter was based on the philosophy. Well done. Geverist is the right choice.
What is the name of the Yemen Strait?
Solid response. Strait of Bab el-Mandeb is a valid choice. Date of the attack on the Twin Towers. Nice work. You chose September 11th, 2001, and it is correct. What country believed in communism? Smart pick. Soviet Union is the correct choice. What is the capital of North Korea? Great thinking. Pyongyang is the right choice. What other terrorist threats exist? Nice selection. All the above is the correct and valid answer. Country with the greatest terrorism. Perfect. Iraq is the correct choice. Who is the biggest known terrorist?
On track. Osama bin Laden is the correct answer.
What are values all Americans have?
Correct. Freedom, equality, and education is the right answer. Who are the suicide bombers today? Correct response. Islamic terrorists is the most accurate answer. Which was not a terrorist attack? Well picked. Tokyo 2017 is the correct answer. Where was Peppino Impostata born? Bravo. Sinisi is the answer.
When did the war on terror start?
Good job. Your answer after 9/11 works well here. Where was Aldo Moro's body found? Exactly. In Via Catani makes sense and it is right choice. Whom do terrorists fight against? Good thinking. Civilians is the right answer. Targets of terrorist in domestic. Nicely done. Government building is a solid answer. The Oslo agreements were between. You're right. Plo and Israel is the correct answer. It is not a factor of terrorism. Right again. Prosperous territories is a valid answer. International basis of terrorism. Great job. Inter-American Convention Against Terrorism is the accurate answer. Al-Qaeda began in which country? You chose Afghanistan, and it is correct. When was Proposition 219 passed? Well picked. 1996 is the correct answer. Effect on tourism international.
Well reasoned. Long term is the correct choice.
When was the genocide in Sudan?
Excellent. 2004 is a brilliant choice.
Burning of amphoras in Chuschi.
Smart move. May 17, 1980 is an accurate answer.
What year was Al-Qaeda founded?
Right again. 1988 is a valid answer.
Identify the leader of Al-Qaeda.
Good job. Your answer, Osama bin Laden, works well here.
Nuclear terrorism depends upon.
Clear logic. Your choice, all of the above, is sound and 100% true.
When the Soviet Union started?
Correct. December 26, 1991 is the right answer.
When were the Munich Olympics? On track. September 1972 is the correct answer. When was Aldo Moro kidnapped? Sharp thinking. March 16, 1978 is the right choice. What does Al-Qaeda stand for?
You're right. The base is the correct answer.
What factor affects terrorism?
Smart pick. Economic imbalance is the correct choice.
Italy has a dash population.
Strong choice. Declining is the right answer.
Who can engage in terrorism?
Nice work. You chose both, and it is correct. What types of attacks exist?
Perfect. All of the above is the correct choice. What is the full form of wound?
Well done. Weapons of mass destruction is the right choice. The word transboundary means? You got it. Your choice across country boundaries is right. How many types of terrorism? Good thinking. 2 is the right answer. The smallest sized cell is? Nicely done. Individual is a solid answer.
What does RAF stand for? Exactly. Red Army faction makes sense, and it is right choice.
The acronym ELF refers to? Right choice. Earth Liberation Front is the best answer. What year did 9/11 happen? Great thinking. 2001 is the right choice.
Capture of Abimael Guzman.
Correct response. 12 Set 1992 is the most accurate answer. What does PLO stand for? Solid response. Palestinian Liberation Organization is a valid choice. What does Intifada mean? Bravo. War of the Stones is the answer. The Ezon operates in? Great job. Mexico is the accurate answer. CETID stands for?
Nice selection. Counterterrorism Executive Directorate is the correct and valid answer.
Kamikaze means? Valid point. Wind of the Gods is true. To stands for? Excellent choice. Foreign terrorist organization is the right answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Well reasoned.
Contact Narayan Changda is the correct choice.